What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to of course be talking about with you guys. In today's video, I actually wanted to be talking about the recent reports that actually says that Chiozza has officially signed with the Golden State Warriors on a two-way deal. Now, I wasn't really going to be covering this because, of course, Chris has only signed a two-way deal. So I thought, hold on a second, there's a pretty big chance that this guy might not last exactly too long on the roster. But then Nico Mannion, who I believe was still, I think he was a two-way player, I'm not too sure. I'm probably definitely wrong. But I believe even if he wasn't a two-way player, I think this dude pretty much had a safe roster spot. Like, I think the Warriors actually really liked what he, of course, did, with them. And again, it's really weird with Nico Mannion because he was supposed to be such a good player for this, and well, any NBA team, and he was actually seen as one of the potential steals in the draft because he fell down quite a bit. I mean, there were at times where he was better than Josh Green on his Arizona team and was pretty much the main player, but Josh Green was taken in the top 20, and now Nico Mannion is not even the league, as he actually signed with Italy recently, and because apparently he signed with them because they actually gave him, of course, guaranteed money. Now, again, him signing to a different team that's not in the NBA, I don't necessarily know if I really rate that exactly too much. I would have still liked to see himself prove himself maybe a little bit more. In fact, he actually signed with a team called Virtus Bologna. Dude, I definitely absolutely butchered that. I'm not gonna lie, that was like my first time reading that name out loud. But again, I guess the guaranteed money kind of helps a little bit, but I think there is a very big possible chance that this guy absolutely dominates right now in the in the Italian league. As I thought he could have actually been an up and coming NBA player and could have been a really nice backup behind Steph Curry. Now the Warriors are in absolute big trouble because even though Nico Mannion's probably not your ideal backup guard to necessarily start with, just based on the fact that, come on now, Nico Mannion's a very inexperienced guy and they want to make the playoffs and sign these veterans, you'd have to go out and sign another backup guard now. And they've gone out and signed Chiozza, who I think will, of course he's going to be on a two-way contract, so he'll probably barely play in the NBA. Now I believe Steph Curry is kind of your only, point guard on the team. But the reason that's not actually a bad thing is because Jordan Poole is reportedly going to be switching over to that point guard position. A lot of you Warriors fans have been very vocal saying to me, he's not going to get traded. Again, I've only said he'd get traded if it was for, a max player and, a bundle. I don't actually think he's going to get traded. But Jordan Poole switching over to that point guard position, I actually really don't mind at all, as I did see very recently another guard move to that point guard position in Kevin Porter, who played as a shooting guard in his whole entire time at college. Then he, of course, when he got to the Cleveland Cavaliers, he kind of played a bit of backup shooting guard, but also played backup small forward for them at only 6'4". Because John Wall had so many injuries this season and the Rockets very much struggled for depth, they actually needed a point guard, and Kevin Porter kind of became that guy. And I believe he ended up averaging 5 or 6 assists. Was averaging 7 assists in a certain amount in the last couple games. This guy was a freak when it came to playmaking. Now, because I think they've got John Wall's contract still, he'll probably play shooting guard this season. But because John Wall has so many injuries, don't be surprised if Kevin Porter returns to that point guard position. And the reason I'm saying Kevin Porter as an example is he's a perfectly, normal, I think, player who was a shooting guard position player who played a bit of backup small forward at the Cavs, who, yes, handled the ball a little bit in college. And believe it or not, Rockets fans, you guys can actually thank the Cavs, I think, for him becoming a good playmaker, because the Cavs actually got him to, ball handle a lot in preseason for them and, focus on that. But I don't think they envisioned him to become as good of a playmaker as what he did. And I think Jordan Poole could definitely have that, sort of thing. Because they've got so many guard depth now, with Andre Iguodala signing with the team, he'll probably play, backup. He would be a backup wing. Moses Moody, of course, being drafted. That's kind of meant that Jordan Poole will, I think, now go and play a bit of, backup point guard position where I think he'll get consistent minutes for this team. Then I guess Chris Chiozza will be a good, third string guy. The other thing is whoever's going to play point guard on this team is probably not going to have the ball exactly a lot anyway because, Draymond Green, anyone that watches Warriors games knows that Draymond Green is kind of the main playmaker. He essentially plays point guard, but he just guards the power forward position. I think, if you watch Warriors games, it's just a thing that he does. I really like it. He kind of plays, I don't want to say he plays the Ben Simmons role. You know what? Ben Simmons plays the Draymond Green role. We'll go with that. But I think, Jordan Poole playing that six-man position, not six-man, but being that backup point guard will make a lot of sense. I still feel like they might need to sign a veteran dude. Brad Wanamaker's still available, who was just on the team, but they traded to the Hornets. He probably won't want to come back after that, but that's an idea. And I guess Chris Chiozza, who actually was, I think he was alright for the Brooklyn Nets, did a little bit here and there. He might come in now and really try and prove himself for that two-way deal. And who knows, Steph Curry, he might get rested a couple games here and there, which means, who knows, Chiozza might be, he might be looking for some minutes. And considering Nico Mannion was full guaranteed contract ban before he decided to make the decision to go play in Italy, I think Chiozza could be looking at a similar thing. Especially considering, I believe the Warriors still have 2 or 3 roster spots left, if I'm not mistaken. So who knows, maybe they might even upgrade Chiozza to a normal 1-year contract, which I doubt. I still think they're looking for veterans to fill out those 3 possessions. The issue is a lot of the veterans actually kind of sign with other teams now, mainly the Lakers. The Lakers signed 10 veterans in free agency, so finding someone to, go out and get, I think will be somewhat of a difficult process, but not entirely a difficult process because it is the NBA and there are veterans galore here and there, so they'll be able to find someone. They've signed Bielitsa, Andre Iguodala as well. I don't know if I really want to call Otto Porter Jr. a veteran, as there is a big chance he might actually start some games this year. Especially considering as well that this guy, you'd probably still say is in his, heading into his prime or already in his prime. So I don't know, is it disrespectful to call this guy a veteran? I don't know, but let's just say mature age recruit. He definitely fits that mold, of course, but I do believe they've still got a couple of roster spots to kind of fill out. Who will they go and get? I'm still not exactly too sure. A lot of those guys like Rondo, still on the Clippers, Lou Williams, he re-signed with the Hawks. It'll be really interesting to see, but, they've got, it's not like they don't have depth. If you look at their depth chart right now, Steph Curry as your starting point guard, Klay Thompson as your starting shooting guard. I would say, I think Andrew Wiggins, of course, starting small forward. And then it's going to be, I think, Draymond at power forward and Wiseman at center, unless they decide to go the small ball route and have Green at center and Porter Jr. at power forward, which I doubt they're going to do. I think they're going to want to start Wiseman. And then off the bench, you've got, of course, Porter, Iguodala, Kuminga, Looney, Moody, Jordan Poole. You got a solid 10-man group. I think you just need to fill out that 11 to 13-man rotation. They've got players signed here and there, but some of them aren't exactly too great. Actually, you know what, Damian Lee, no disrespect to his name, I believe he's still on the roster. That is still another player that, will be in the rotation, I'm sure, very, very soon. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for the latest NBA content and NBA news. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlog channels. And of course, don't forget to check out my podcast as well, if you haven't already, which I will all be, linking in the description down below. But of course, just leave your thoughts and opinions on the Warriors, signing Chris Chiozza. So yeah, just let me know down below. But as I was saying, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Till then,